Mummies sleep in sarcophaguses.
Oh, that's true.
How do you say that word?
Sarcophagi?
Hey everyone, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Steven. This is 60 Cycle Hub, the guitar buying, selling, trading, modding, fixing, breaking, reviewing, playing podcast.
That's right, Steve.
This first ad was sent by the Joey Scar.
Oh, we're jumping in with a Joey listing.
Gibson Custom Shop Les Paul Jr. Rhythm made to measure. Very old stock. Is that what VOS stands? It's vintage old stock?
No, I like yours. Very old stock.
Aniline Dye Cherry Red 2023. This is $3,200 in from the Music Zoo in
But it's down
Farmingdale.
$1,800.
Yeah, from $5,000. There was a small crack.
Imagine the savings.
There was a small crack in the back of the headstock. Not a full break that's been professionally
I got a small
repaired.
crack in the back too.
And is holding strong. The guitar is still in overall very good shape, and the original case and COA are included. We're no stranger to single pickup Gibsons. It's no mystery we love our juniors here, and so we've done runs of single humbucker 58 and 59 Les Pauls. One day a Music Zoo team member struck gold when he said, what if we just did a junior with a dog ear in the neck position? It's so crazy it just might work, and it did. This is a very cool made-to-measure junior, which we're dubbing the Les Paul Junior Rhythm. It's made to measure like the dealer custom shop.
I don't know. I don't
this
know.
is.
I don't care about Gibson stuff.
We dig how you can dig in with your strumming hand without any pickup getting in the way. What if you pick up by the neck?
I strum up there sometimes.
And the neck position dog ear P90 still gives plenty of bite through an overdriven amp while warming the sound up and adding a bit of bass.
We know what a neck pickup sounds like.
It's
Gibson,
really
chill out.
It's a really fun guitar to play, and we hope you think so too. All of the classic 57 junior specs are there, including chunky profile to the mahogany neck, dot inlays, and a very old stock aniline dye cherry red finish.
Now, I think it would be really easy to make fun of this guitar. I titled it the Les Paul, L-E-S-S, ha ha ha, because there's less going on here than regular Les Paul. I think a lot of people would really, really enjoy this. All the strummers out there, like this could be like their main act. Like, you just turn your brain off and just play your guitar, you know? It's just got one pickup, a volume, a tone, a wraparound bridge, not even a pick guard. It's just dead simple. But here's the thing I want to ask Steve.
Yeah.
What if it could be even less? What if it could be even more simple? What's the next thing to get rid of? Obviously the tone knob. It doesn't really need a tone knob. You're already on the neck pickup. You don't need to roll off the highs at all, right? But I don't think it needs knobs at all.
No, kill switch. That's it.
I don't think it even needs that.
Just straight to jack.
I think straight to jack. Do we even need the jack?
Well, how do you plug it in?
How
if
much?
there's not a jack.
How much can we take away here and still have this?
You just
qualify as a $3,000 Gibson.
You just want it to have a hard-wired cable.
Does it really even need strings?
This is VOS, by the way, stands for Vintage Original Spec.
Of course, everyone knows that. Even though,
did they
make anything like this?
This is according to AI.
Oh, thanks, AI.
So it could be wrong. Could be wrong.
Could be right. In the wise words of Johnny Rotten.
I don't know.
Is that the Sex Pistol that was in I can't even remember the name of the band now. Dang it. I could be wrong. I could be right.
Probably.
Or was that Sid Vicious? I always
Sid Vicious.
I always mix up my Sex Pistols.
Else? Sid Vicious is the one that died.
Ah, that's probably Johnny Rotten then.
Yeah. Sid Vicious is the one played by Gary Oldman in that movie.
Ah, okay.
I think.
Right. That still doesn't clear anything up for me. Oh. I don't think I watched that movie, believe it or not. I think it's pretty. I definitely can see a certain type of player out there really, really enjoying this, especially as a stage guitar. To me, it feels like a slap in the face from an electric guitar manufacturer to be like, oh, here's a a custom shop that costs thousands of dollars, and we dedicated some real special wood that we don't know enough to tell you about in this listing to this thing. And everything about this is really incredible and special. Is just a neck P90, and it's really just a glorified student model. But I don't know.
But this is custom shop. This isn't a Gibson product. This is requested.
I know. I know.
Somebody went to Gibson and said, "Hey, Gibson."
That makes it worse somehow. Why? Why do you throw your money around? Just go. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like this is clearly not for someone like me. I don't even really get wraparound bridges. Like you've got an electric guitar.
The Gibson custom made to measure program offers an expanded selection of options on our most sought after guitars, giving you the opportunity to own a one-of-a-kind heirloom instrument handcrafted to your personal specifications, right down to the last detail. So this is it's a custom shop. It's a way for the shop to get like a shop exclusive instrument without having to order, 20 of them or whatever.
I think my personality is to add features, not take them away.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
You don't think if Fender made like a made to measure whatever equivalent to this, you couldn't see yourself building like a single bridge pickup Jaguar?
No.
With no rhythm circuit, it's just a single Jaguar pickup.
I would have to be. I mean, if I was
maybe neck only.
If I was in the situation, maybe the money wouldn't matter to me, and be like, yeah, I'll just do this because it'll work for my project. If I was in a band making a living as a person in a band, and I knew that I was only using a bridge pickup on my Jaguar, I guess I could see myself committing to that and be like, well, this will be my tour guitar. I'm not going to use a neck pickup. I'm not using the rhythm circuit. So yeah, just give me that bridge pickup straight to output. I don't want anything going on. And that would be a cool stage guitar. So like I said, I think I could see this being a cool stage guitar. I could see like the right person like dedicating this to their tour or to whatever their performances require. But as a consumer, I don't get it. I can't justify this sort of thing in my head. Like just get a 2 pickup Les Paul Jr. Like decreasing the amount of pickups isn't the way that I would go.
You would increase.
I would much more likely
3 pickups.
I would be much more likely. Not 3 pickups, but I would be much more likely to get rid of the output jack than to get rid of the bridge pickup.
That's probably not an option.
I know. But you might as well, right?
You keep throwing this out there. Like, what if they're...
You could, though. You could, like, because this is a rhythm style guitar. That's what it's meant to be.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha. It's only got a rhythm pickup.
Yeah, and that's why it's called the Les Paul Rhythm.
Just give it the acoustic end pen jack. Like it doesn't.
Well, it's still got a jack.
I know, but it can hide. It can be hidden.
Sure.
Although, you could take away the strap buttons. Does it really need strap buttons?
Ryan.
You know what? They're holding
They're
holding that dog ear in with 2 screws. Do you really need 2?
Hear me out here.
Yeah.
Hear me out here. This guitar has a body. Does it really?
I like where you're going. I like where you're going.
Really need a body? Actually, so I thought you were going to crack a joke because
this is all serious.
In this picture of the back, it's on like such white paper.
The tuners have disappeared.
That the tuners, I thought it was AI'd out, like that junk Guitar Center AI had decided these tuners don't need to exist. If you zoom in, they are still there, but barely.
It's not actually pronounced AI. It's pronounced I.
Yeah, like ay.
Even like, I don't know. This thing just looks. All the other details look so unspecial to me.
Right.
I just can't wrap my head around paying $3,000, and they wanted $5,000. They started out wanting $5,000 for this thing. Do you know how much guitar fun you could have for $3,000, let alone $5,000. Do you know how many guitars that I've been wanting in my collection I could have for $3,000? Like that's, and this has one neck pickup.
You don't think you could have $3,000 worth of fun with one neck pickup?
And it doesn't even, like, no other part of it. Nothing about this looks sexy to me. Like, the wood doesn't look sexy. None of the hardware. There's not as, like, even like the fretboard looks half dry.
The fretboard does look weird. Like, it looks filthy.
Is it dirty or is it just like
it
drying
could just
out
be drying out
in patchy places?
It could just be drying out in that way.
This looks like something that any other company could produce and sell, even made in America for $1,100.
Probably not 11.
I got a harmony guitar over there with 2 pickups.
Oh yeah,
and an adjustable bridge.
But that's not going to be made by like one person.
You think this was only made by one person? All they did was
at least custom shop.
All they did was like, hey, pull a junior off the line before you route it for pickups.
Maybe
but they got 6 people worked on this.
They got this Acrylitone or whatever.
What is that even? What is that?
It's a word.
None of this is selling me. This is why they're trying to sell this guitar for $2,000 less than they originally listed it. It's because like there's not really anything special going on here.
I was looking through Reverb.
Because it's not a special, it's a junior.
There it is, $3,200. But I'm seeing other juniors starting at $50 to $55. So yeah, I think that was just the price from that place. And this one's in very good. So this one's technically is being marked down as a used guitar.
Who's the builder that makes those fun guitars with the wraparound bridges? Is it the name Ferguson is coming to mind.
Oh, B.A.
Ferguson. Yeah. Those, absolutely. That's how you do like a simple wraparound bridge style guitar that's sexy. Sexy, sexy, sexy. This is not doing it for me.
How much of it do you think is the neck pickup is the problem?
You're asking if that pickup was in the bridge position, would I get it?
Yes.
Like, would I understand it?
Yes. That's what I'm asking.
No, I don't think so. At least in the bridge pickup, I'd be like, oh, there's a rock and roll machine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really even think of like a neck P90 as being like a strummy rhythm guitar. Someone out there would love this thing to death. I can recognize that. Absolutely. I'm just saying, I don't understand. Would you want this?
No, I just think maybe I understand it more than you do.
At $5,000. You think that makes sense at $5,000? I guess
your point, like the B.A. Ferguson flyweight Shirley, which you can get with the single P90,
$1,350
is $1,350, and that's probably the closest equivalent.
And those things have that really fun, chunky feel to them.
And the question is, can you, when you order this, can you then turn around and immediately email Boot and say, hey man, I want that P90 in the neck position?
If you're going to do a one pickup guitar like this, you should at least put the pickup on sliders so you can move it around.
Oh, like a bare neck.
Yeah. There you go.
That's a great idea.
I don't know. You guys tell me in the comment section I'm an idiot if you want to. Steve thinks it's defensible. I don't think there's any defensible ground here. I think this is obscene.
I think there's at least like a zone defense, if not a man-to-man.
I don't know what any of those words mean.
Can we run a cover 2?
All right, tell us about the sponsors, Steve.
This episode is brought to you by String Joy.
Oh,
they make strings more. Wait, no, that's.
Try to grab the strings, Steve. Can you get them? What are you doing? I'm trying to get the strings that are floating in front of us. I can never catch them because String Joy strings are for kids.
You should probably get your eyes checked. I don't think those are strings; those are floaters.
No, there's a pack of strings right here, and there's one right here too. Grab it. There, you can't. It's just slipping through your fingers.
Anyway, head on over to stringjoy.com. Check out their strings. Stay tuned at the end of the month. We're going to be switching up the sponsorship a little bit.
Oh.
That's all I'm going to say. But in the meantime,
details coming.
In the meantime, go buy some strings from stringjoy.com and tell them we sent you.
Mm-hmm.
There's no special link. Sorry.
No, just tell them. Just like after you put in your order on the internet, drive to Nashville.
Yeah.
Track down a Stringjoy employee. Any employee is fine. Tell them in person. Find them in their home. Don't do that. Wait till they're somewhere public. Find them. Say, hey, found out about you from 60 Cycle Hum.
Yeah.
Wink. Turn around. Walk away.
Yeah. Stringjoy.com. They make strings long enough for your guitar.
Stringjoy Strings. They make strings for teens. Parents don't get it.
No adults allowed.
Yeah. All right. Do we have another sponsor?
Yeah, this episode is also brought to you by Chase Bliss. Look, we've been telling you guys for a while, get on the Chase Bliss mailing list. If you were on the mailing list, then you knew about the Brothers AM like 6 to 8 hours before everybody else. Because Chase Bliss is in the United States, in Minnesota, I actually found out about it at 10 p.m. because they launched that email at midnight their time, which is 10 p.m. my time, when I'm on planet Earth in the state of California. Which I am most of the time. Except when I'm here once every 2 weeks. I come to the orbiter. Yeah, you want to get on that list because you want to know about the new product. Just trust me. I
actually had to swing back around to the planet this week because I was all the way out at Omicron Theta a week and a half ago.
Oh.
Yeah, I had to come all the way back. It was really inconvenient.
Can you go fast enough backwards to travel through time? Like to the past?
Is this a Superman scenario?
Yes.
No. Or it wasn't about him going backwards. He spun the planet backwards.
Wasn't there also a Star Trek premise where they could, like, if the ship went fast enough, it could go backwards in time? Was that Star Trek 4?
I don't remember it was like a cloaking thing because they stole a bird of prey and they modified the cloak to be a time machine.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't a very good movie.
No, that was a very good movie.
You think that was a very good movie?
It's the second best Star Trek.
The one with the whales?
Yeah. Star Trek 2, Star Trek 4.
The one that's in Los Angeles.
The rest of them don't matter.
Is it? No, it's in San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Okay, yeah.
Star Trek 2, Star Trek 4.
The rest of them don't matter. The even numbers.
ChaseBliss.com. This episode is also brought to you by Reverb.
Ooh.
Reverb.
I like Reverb.
Reverb.
The effect and the website.
Yeah, Reverb is planet Earth's premier YouTube used gear import.
Hold on, Steve. They got new stuff too.
They do have new stuff. And I was going to say, one of the things that they've done in the past, and I see it off and on, and hopefully they do more of it in the future, is a lot of your favorite builders will do Reverb exclusive pedals. Or they might, collaborate with some other stores that will put their exclusive pedals on Reverb to sell, because there are, like you said, a lot of shops selling new goods on there. So I got, like, before JHS finally put the oil can delay in the 3 series, they had a 3 series oil can that was a Reverb exclusive in like an all blackout finish. I have that pedal. I got it from Reverb.com.
You got the all black oil can?
I have the all black JHS oil can.
I didn't know you had that, and you got that on Reverb.
I did.
You couldn't have got that anywhere else.
That's right.
You would have had to wait 1,000 years to find that on like local Craigslist or OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace.
I don't know if they're ever going to end up on any of the sites because they're so rare.
Yeah, when people want to sell something that rare, they're trying to reach out to at least a national audience. They're trying to find a national market, maybe even global. You're not going to sell something special like that on local.
Yeah. Of course, Reverb has all the options. If you want to ship internationally, you can set that up in your listing. If you don't want to, you take it off. It's fine.
And they've got like built-in shipping stuff.
Yeah.
And they got buyer and seller protections and things like that. They're a middleman, and they're doing the important work that a middleman does.
Yeah.
They're connecting the buyers to the sellers and protecting everyone that is involved.
I think they're the best online marketplace that I've used in terms of for things that are going to ship and all that stuff.
I mean, we definitely use them all the time.
I've used it for local stuff too. So
when I sell big lots of pedals, We
do it all on reverb.
We do it all on reverb.
Like,
we do it for a reason.
20 or 30 at a time, and it goes very fast.
Yeah, they do. I think that's like it always takes us a while with a new sponsor to figure out our pitch. There's something hiding in there. We're going to find it. Don't worry, Reverb. We're going to find a special pitch for you at some point across the span of this sponsorship. It's hiding in there. We're going to find a tagline. So yeah, go check out Reverb. You already did. Go find some ads for the show. You don't even have to buy anything from there. You can try to win a $25 virtual gift certificate from us by finding something weird and funky on Reverb and emailing it to us.
That's right.
You know how the show works.
That's right.
You're already using Reverb.
Ryan, you ready to get to this topic?
Yeah.
This was sent by somebody. We couldn't figure it out.
Oh, great.
Was it me? It might have been me.
You sent it to me.
You said I sent it to you. Then I guess I found this on Reddit. How to tell my dad I don't want Temu guitars. This is in r/guitar. So I've been playing close to 20 years now since I was a wee lad. My dad taught me everything he knew. Dad is older, middle-aged, and is someone who avoided the internet entirely until a few months ago.
How?
Shortly into his internet adventures, he found out about Temu. He probably
wait till he finds out about Reverb.com, sponsor of this episode.
He's probably watching 60 Cycle Hum. That's why he found out about Reverb.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And ooh boy, countless of his dollars have been spent there. I'm not exaggerating when I say he has spent at least a few thousand on just cheap Temu guitars. The issue I have with this is he has bought doubles of most of the guitars with the plans on giving me the second ones.
Keep this guy away from Firefly.
Now we live a few states away from each other, so he hasn't shipped me any of them. But every time we talk, he says he's planning to start shipping them soon. I don't know how to let him off easy that I do not want these Temu guitars. And even if I try explaining things like terrible worker conditions and data privacy, I'm not sure that he would understand or even care. Plus, the guitars are already bought. There's no turning back now. Please advise how to best navigate this situation.
You definitely cannot accept those guitars from your dad because that will lead him to buying more.
That's true.
Because he'll have more space and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, my kid really likes these guitars that I got. He took all the guitars that I bought for him." Where you're trying to make sure that your dad doesn't have a hoarding situation with duplicates of all these guitars. But if you start accepting them, then you're going to have your own problem. You have to draw the line in the sand and say, "Dad, I do not want these. Do not give me these guitars. I can't stop you from buying them for yourself, but they're not welcome in my life."
Wow.
Yeah, you have to use strong words. You have to stand up for yourself. Also, like, what a wild thing to have happen. Like, your dad finally gets on the internet in the year 2025.
Right.
And discovers cheap guitars on Temu. The thing you need to tell your dad is that there's cheap guitars better places.
Right.
There's better selection elsewhere for similar prices.
I just love the idea that he was buying them in pairs, like
I know.
father-son pairs.
I know.
Like they were matching shirts for the family reunion or something.
So,
did you ever do that with your kids?
no.
Like dress them up the same as you when you
No.
go to church or whatever?
I will not allow my kids to match my drip. Find your own drip, kids.
Yeah, yeah.
They just, yeah, hey, we always wear brand shirts. Not always, but most of the time. I should probably figure out my kids' sizes if brands want to send shirts the right size for my kids. And sure, they can wear, pedal shirts or whatever.
Some brand is going to see a video where you do that, but they're going to see it 6 months after. Like after you say
my
that.
kids will still wear shirts.
Yeah, but they won't be that size anymore.
That's true.
It'll be 6 months later.
Does your dad do anything like that? Does your dad
No.
make inexplicable purchases?
No, not that I know of.
So let me tell you about my dad. my dad.
Hold on. I just saw this comment. I have to read this.
Okay.
Oh, never mind. I thought it was saying something else.
Okay.
Skip it.
Thank you for interrupting me, Steve.
Yeah, go ahead.
My dad, a year or so ago, decided he wanted an e-bike, which is great. It's cool. Get yourself an e-bike.
I totally was like, I was thinking e-bike like an e-girl.
No.
So it's just like what is that? Is that a virtual bike?
A bicycle.
Yeah, it's an electric bicycle.
An electrical bicycle versus an acoustic bicycle.
Yeah, I own an acoustic bicycle.
Yeah, me too. So the first thing that my dad did, because my dad's also a cheapskate, is he got on Amazon and he ordered something that he thought was an e-bike, and he told me, he's like, I just ordered this electric bike off of Amazon for $60. I was like, no, Dad.
Wow.
No, Dad, you did not. I guarantee you did not. I bet you bought a charger or a manual.
A $60 manual?
He swore up and down, no, I bought an e-bike for $60. Amazing price. And then like a month later, I asked him, so how's that e-bike? And he's like, it was a charger.
It's just like the cable or whatever.
The story is not over.
Okay.
So then he's got his heart set on having an e-bike because he's already,
because he already owns a charger.
I think he sent it back. So instead of buying the name brand bike that has parts support and things like that,
just go to fucking Target and get a Schwinn or something.
I know.
Man.
He buys the cheapest bike he can find on Amazon, which I think was like $600, $700 or something like that. It runs.
Hold on, let me get. Oh, okay,
it works.
I was gonna say, was it like a 20-incher?
I don't know. He likes riding it. He's having a great time with it.
Good.
It functions. There are no replacement parts. There are none.
What parts do you need? I mean, I don't
know. He like, seriously, my dad puts miles on this thing. Like a couple times a week, he goes like to Del Mar and back. Like he's gone to Encinitas and back. You guys don't know the scale of that. So he hit the point where it's like, I can't get far enough with the battery that's in this thing, and they won't sell me a replacement battery. And it's specific to this model bike. So he bought a second one for the battery. He bought a second e-bike just to get the second battery. And then he started, because stuff started.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So your dad bought a $600 bike.
Twice.
Just to get a second battery.
Yes. And then he starts running into, like, because he's putting so many miles on it, because he's having a great time. Was that your thing?
I thought that was your thing.
That's something made a sound. Tony, was it you?
No.
So he starts having to scalp parts off of the second one for the first one because he's putting so many miles on it and wearing stuff out.
Yeah.
And so he buys a third one because he's going to need more parts eventually. And I'm like, Dad, you should have just bought the name brand.
Wait, hold on.
$1,200, $1,300 bike or whatever.
What parts is he getting off of the third one?
I can't remember.
Maybe I missed this part.
If it wore out one time, it's going to wear out again.
Why didn't he get those parts off the second one?
I'm telling you, he's
already burned through the spare parts on the second one.
He's going to end up with 4 of these things and then 5 of these things when he should have just bought a name brand one where you can get the parts, but he's in too deep. But that's the sort of mentality that leads to our dad's generations of people being like, oh my gosh, you can get a guitar on this website that I found. Have you guys been on websites? I just found this website. You can get a guitar for $80. Dad, don't buy the $80 guitar. It's not going to be a good guitar. I didn't buy one. I bought 2, one for me and one for you. And it just snowballs into this thing that's like, what are you doing? It's wild, right?
I'm trying to.
And you know what's really bad on my side?
What?
It's total like start playing Cats in the Cradle right now because my dad keeps inviting me to go on bike rides for him, and every single time I was like, I can't, Dad. I've got to film a guitar video. I've still never read the brand. Like I think he's keeping one of them running so that people can ride with him. So he's got 2 working and a parts point. And I'm the asshole son. He hasn't said that. I'm saying that about myself. Who hasn't? So I have to do this before Father's Day. Clearly,
just do it for Father's Day.
Do it for Father's Day.
Here, this actually kind of applies to this situation because the top comment on here 1.3 thousand upvotes. I'm going to throw out the third option here. Have the grown-up talk with your dad. Tell him you don't want these e-bikes, these guitars, except one. Take one, but spend a weekend with your dad setting it up and modding it together. Go down to Guitar Center and buy some new pickups and some strings. Set it up real nice together. Maybe replace some pots and the tuners, level and sand the frets. The whole 9 fucking yards. This is the kind of shit dads live for.
Right.
I'm sure the weekend working on a guitar with you will make him happier than you can know. And even if it's a cheap, shitty Temu guitar, you'll make it awesome and have a guitar with some great memories.
And that is really steering that hobby the correct direction.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 people that buy Temu guitars. There's parents buying a first guitar for their kid because they have no idea that there's such thing as good and bad guitars.
Right.
They have no idea how to tell what's good and bad. And then there's experienced hobbyists that are like, I see potential. I want to have fun with that. I want to check out the cheap, weird thing. I want to see if I can fix it up. So kind of steering that direction, like, hey, Dad, let's see if we can fix one of these up.
Right.
Let's make that the hobby so that you buy one at a time and then you expand the hobby into pickups and hardware and stuff like that. And then that fills their time that otherwise would have been spent buying more cheap guitars.
Yeah. Okay, let me ask this question on here because a bunch of people on here.
And I'm saying this as someone who is my job to like show you guys cheap guitars as often as possible.
A bunch of people on here say, you just need to tell your dad no, or, you need to, just get them, like have your dad send them and then donate them to your local music school or whatever. So
no music school wants that. Music schools want guitars that are appropriate for students.
This person says maybe donate all these cheap guitars to an orphanage and ask your dad to teach them like he taught you. The point being that, do you think it's worse to just for this person to tell their father straight up, like, I don't want your guitars, you
might as well tell your dad you don't love him.
Or
I don't want your guitars, Dad, and I don't want you.
Or is it worse to just wait for all of them to show up, be like, yeah, cool, thanks, Dad, and then in like a month later, give them all away to like donate them to a music school. And then when your dad comes and visits you, he's like, where'd all those guitars go that I sent you? And you're like, I gave them to poor kids.
Here's how you steer this.
Because these guitars are already bought.
You got to do guitar math.
Your dad bought it. Your dad bought an e-bike for you to ride. It's too late. It exists.
But the dad wants to buy more e-bikes. If my dad thought that the whole family would ride e-bikes with him, he'd have 8 of the things.
The things I could do with $4,800.
You could buy 4 good e-bikes.
Yeah.
Here's what you do. You go, no thanks, Dad. I don't want those Temu guitars. But let's do some guitar math. You've bought 6 of these Temu guitars at $120 each.
Right.
Let's take a look at the $500 guitar I really want.
Yeah.
And let's have your dad wants to spend guitar time with you. Like, tell your dad the guitar that you really want. Like the $500, $600. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be, but it's worth, it's collectively worth all those Temu guitars that he bought for you.
Sure.
And now you have a shared experience of having like matching guitars, like a cool Squier Classic Vibe or something like that, like a Gretsch Electromatic model of some sort. You like get matching father-son guitars, totally, but steer him in that direction. He just found the internet somehow. I don't know how he avoided for so long. How was he paying bills? How was he like making appointments with his doctor?
Mom was doing it.
Mom was doing it. Mom, make Dad get on the internet. Don't babysit him. Don't.
This whole story is just so wacky.
It's all Mom's fault. I'm just gonna say it's Mom's fault.
I wanted to believe that this was just a troll.
No, that feels like a real story. And I'm saying that from my own experience. If my dad played guitar, you know whose dad is like that?
Whose dad is like this?
Davy's.
Oh, really?
Davy's dad is a
I didn't know
musician,
that.
and he like goes on these like, I bought eight bass guitars this month benders, where he discovers like his new fixation, and he buys like a bunch of stuff. Like
Well,
he used to be like a rack mount nerd and have all this rack gear.
I know that they're like, to some extent, like I know there's people out there who will get on, they have the expendable income, they go on the kick. Like,
Sure.
if I was probably like set up differently, and in some ways, like Philip Carter kind of does this. Sorry, Philip, but you kind of do this a little bit, a little bit.
All right.
Like,
Let's not drag Philip too hard until I hear what it is.
Oh man, I want a Les Paul. I'm gonna buy like 3 of them.
Well, you got to find out which one fits.
And then I'm gonna pick the best one.
Well, you have to get the one that only has a bridge pickup, one that only has a neck pickup, and one that has 2 pickups.
And one that has both. Yeah. You got to figure it all out.
Right.
But it's like, it's that mentality of, you get hyper fixated on something, so you buy several of them, but you also have like the willpower and understanding to be like, I'm going to buy several of these, and and then you're going to play Highlander rules with them.
Right.
Like you're going to buy 5 bases.
Here we are.
Yeah. You're going to learn Princes of the Universe on all of them, and then there will be only one.
That's right.
That's what it should be.
That's what you got to tell your dad.
Highlander rules this, Dad.
There can be only one.
Send me the best Temu guitar that you have.
We need to make like a Highlander themed guitar battle video, and every single time that Gibson gets his head cut off. And then the lightning shoots out, and there's some Telecaster like absorbing it all.
I don't know if I really characterized what Philip does properly, but sometimes it's how I see it.
I mean, like, we're sitting here talking about e-bikes and Temu guitars and Philips Les Pauls and stuff. I bought 3 studio light things in the past week.
Right.
Did I need them?
I'm not sure if you have enough lights here, Ryan.
So on my set in the garage back on Earth, it was like, let's have 3 big lights and 1 little light just as a trip light. Now it's like, here on the ship, it's like, oh my gosh, you got dozens of little lights.
Yeah.
It's just like painting the whole thing with little spots of lights. Yeah. Light.
Oh, this light's off.
Lights
This light's
off.
supposed to be off?
I got lights everywhere.
On.
So yeah, I've been buying lights like crazy.
You got anything else? Do we want to read through any of these comments? Well, there's a lot of use your words and be honest.
Just tell your dad you love him, that you want to play guitar with him. Like,
there's one. Tell him to keep the doubles. That way he can play one all the time. And if it gets scratched up, there's always a perfect one in the garage.
Well, yeah, you need 3 of each, 1 for parts and 1 if you come over to play with him. I think you really have to just gently talk to your dad about guitar math. Like, don't do it to condemn him. Like, Dad, let's talk about your problem. Be like, oh man, I was looking at this guitar, but I've got these 3 Temu guitars. I think if I sold these 3 Temu guitars, then I could afford this guitar that I really, really want. Then you know what's going to happen? Your dad's going to stop buying those Temu guitars, and he's going to buy you the guitar that you actually really want, because he wants to bond with you. It's cats in the cradle stuff.
Yeah.
Do you hear the song playing in the distance? Because I do, and it's coming from an e-bike.
I do think, to this point, this person says, I'm going to give you an upvote, person. He could have bought an American Strat or a Gibson Les Paul already, and bad money after garbage needs to learn some financial sense. Especially as people get older, they get worse with that.
But also,
is that what's happening here?
I don't know if it's worse or if it's just like kind of realizing like, I've only got so many years left.
There's
like, I can't spend my money when I'm dead.
I think there's a lot of different angles.
Yeah, totally.
I think there's that time thing. I think there is some sort of.
Imagine I'm sorry. I'll hold my place. You keep going.
I think there's like an overwhelming sense of, you know, I got to do the thing, and your animal instincts are taking over.
Sure. I think that there's an element of discovery involved, because imagine never being on the internet.
Right.
And all of a sudden you're a guitarist jumping on the internet in 2025, and your previous experience with instruments was like, oh man, I've been dreaming about having this style of guitar.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know if I can really justify going down and dropping 2 weeks of pay on this guitar when I got bills to pay and stuff like that. Then you're retired and you find this website, and the guitars are so cheap, they might as well be free, right? $100 for a Les Paul style guitar that's got 3 pickups, and it's a copy of like a Kiss guitar or whatever. You remember Kiss? You got to get the 3 pickup, Ace Frehley knockoff thing. You've always dreamed about having one of those guitars, and it's only $100 now. So it's like, can you imagine that? Can you imagine that world is just thrown in front of you? It's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I could experience all these things for so cheap.
Yeah.
What an amazing time to be alive. I want to try it all, like a kid in the candy shop, you know?
I mean, I think honestly, that's where I think that's what at least the gateway into Firefly is.
Totally.
Is people's, they've heard good things about this guitar online, and, they finally see the one that is, based on, it's like the John 5 Telecaster or the Zach Wild Les Paul,
or like the Strat that's like photo aged to look like the SRV Strat or
exactly,
whatever.
All those kinds of things, and you go like, wow, I can get the guitar that looks close enough to the one that my Guitar Hero played for $250 or whatever.
And it's not that those guitars aren't valid. It's not that you can't have fun with them. But it's like you've been watching cooking shows your whole life and like, man, I wish I could eat that, that gold wrapped Wagyu.
Right.
Whatever. And then you find out, oh, hey, Jack in the Box has Wagyu burgers.
Yeah, no, that's actually a very apt comparison.
Right. It's like they've figured out some way to legally call what they're cooking a Wagyu burger.
Yeah.
But you're not really.
Does Jack in the Box actually have Wagyu?
No, I just made that up, but watch it happen.
But
before
I know,
this episode comes out.
every
but every fast
burger
food
place
does
has
that.
like an Angus.
I know, but they all like chase that marketing thing at some point where it's like, oh man, we put a giant slab of real butter on our fast food burger. It's like, did you? Because I know this patty came out of a factory. And
right.
But that's kind of the comparison. It's like, it's still a burger.
Mm-hmm.
It's still going to be yummy. And you're going to be able to afford it. You're going to be able to afford to eat it pretty often. But it's not really a representation of the fantasy. Yeah. And then, people, the Firefly effect, where people get pulled in on one guitar, like, oh, I heard people said this was decent. And then you get one that's like, oh, I can't believe when I was a kid, you couldn't buy guitars like this for $175. I better buy more of these before they run out. And then you spin into the cycle of like, you have every color 3 times. And every time they come out with something new, you're buying it because you get stuck in this like collector cycle because you can afford to.
Right.
But you don't like, that's how you end up seeing like these Firefly collections of like 30 guitars, and they're all just like the same 3 models and different finishes.
Yeah. Do you think that maybe this guy should just take this guitar because it kind of is a cats in the cradle situation?
I think he should pick his favorite. Pick one.
How's he going to know his favorite unless he gets all of them?
Go visit your dad.
Okay.
Or if your dad visits you.
Well, the dad was just going to ship them.
Tell your dad. Do it visually. Look at the pictures, man.
Just look at the one that just
say,
the one you love the most.
I only want one, and Dad, in the future, send me the links before you buy them. Let me see what you're looking at. Because I I'm not at the place in my life that you're at where I can house unlimited guitars.
Right.
You know, so you have to work some real talk in there where it's not about your dad, it's about you. Dad, I'm not retired like you. I don't have space in my life for
an e-bike.
3 e-bikes.
Ryan, this next ad.
The cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man in the moon.
This next ad was sent by Mr. B.
Mr. Beast.
This is Mr. B. This is an Espana mid-1960s hollow body Vox style violin bass, natural, made in Finland, rare.
So I actually grabbed 2 ads here. The first pictures are the one he sent. I was like, I got to know more about this. So I went on Reverb.
So the thing that I saw is not the actual. This is in Guitar Center.
There's just 2 listings now. The Guitar Center one is the one that the viewer sent.
Okay, used Espana hollow body natural electric bass.
I just
guitar.
wanted to see more pictures.
But then you pulled the descriptions from both.
Yeah.
A vintage Espana. They're calling it Espana, but it's clearly Espana.
Yeah, the first ad got the name wrong.
Hollow body, natural electric bass guitar in fair condition, perfect for collectors or players seeking warm retro tones. This bass features a fully hollow body construction with a natural wood finish, delivering a rich, resonant sound. Equipped with dual pickups, independent volume and tone controls, and a comfortable short scale neck, it offers smooth playability and classic aesthetics. Signs of wear, including scratches, dings, and finish checking, add character to its vintage appeal. Electronics function, but may require some minor maintenance to optimize performance. The neck is intact with some fret wear, and the hardware shows age-related patina. Ideal for vintage enthusiasts or those looking for a unique bass with history. Sold as is, great project, or stage ready for those who enjoy mojo-filled instruments. Contact
this
for
thing's
more details.
Funky. It is an acoustic, like I'll just say dreadnought style bass, but the body has a violin cut thing going on.
Yeah.
It has a great big bridge on it. A unique piece of hardware.
I hear you. It's probably closer to an OM body, but
sure. All right. It has a sound hole pickup.
It's got Wilkinson tuners.
The one on Reverb has are those flat wounds or those tape wounds? Those are tape wounds. At the moment tape wound came to me as words like, oh, that's what they are. They're tape wounds. Really fun, interesting look. I love the visual vibe of this. How likely do you think it is that it plays nice? Because I'd bet that it doesn't. I'd bet that the neck is not all that straight, and that you'd feel really sketchy trying to adjust it.
I'm trying to.
And you know, it's not going to sound like a traditional. It's not going to sound like a P bass or anything like that.
The Guitar Center one might be tape wounds as well. If they're not tapes, they're at least flats. It's kind of hard to tell.
I have flat wounds on my Dan Electro bass.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference in between tape wound and flat wound? Like sound
tape wounds are literally tape wounds, I think, in my experience, very limited experience with tape wounds, but they are a little bit duller.
All right.
So it's like you take the flat wound sound and you like even go a little bit further.
So maybe like the intention here is to have this dial in closer to like a warm, like stand-up bass sort of sound.
I would expect this to very much sound like an upright.
Okay.
The one in Guitar Center doesn't have the pickup that the one on Reverb has.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I'd much prefer the one with the pickup. Does it have...
So I guess, is this like just a piezo situation?
Or maybe it's missing the pickup.
But it says equipped with dual pickups. In this, I don't see any pickups here at all.
It's got 2 knobs, 1 knob for pickup. 1 knob for each pickup,
yeah,
maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. Without having it in person, I wouldn't be able to tell you what's going on there. Maybe it does. I mean, the bridge looks like some sort of like custom piece of hardware. Maybe there is some sort of piezo sort of situation going on there. But I kind of would be pretty surprised if that was the case.
Apparently, these were made in Finland and sold in Canada, according to this Reverb listing.
It was like a shop special guitar or something like that.
A department store guitar.
I breezed through the listing and picked up little bits of information. I don't know. I just think it's funky. I think it's cool. I think this would have been a cool bass to see on stage for like Nirvana Unplugged or whatever.
Right.
You know, like it'd be neat to see this in like the Violent Femmes using it. I know they use the bassist uses the mariachi style basses.
Okay, yeah.
I forget what those are called.
Is it Bajo Sexto?
Yes. But I bet if you had something like this, you could get yourself in that neighborhood.
Yeah. That's what I would expect from like tapes.
Our friend Adam would have used this in his band. It's definitely in that direction.
He would have, yeah.
Man, I just want to see more acoustics with this violin cut. It's kind of sexy.
Right.
It's funky. I like it. I like looking at it. If I had a guitar barn where I could just store everything that I thought looked cool, I'd have one of these.
It's only $700.
I know, but I don't want to store it. I don't have a barn. I'm in a space capsule.
Yeah. Oh, it's sold. The Reverb one sold.
The Reverb one sold.
So you can't buy it.
I would, yeah. Thank goodness I can't buy it.
Yeah. But if you wanted to buy it, Ryan, you know who would help you?
Who would help me, Steve?
The folks over at Patreon
That's
who support
true.
the show.
You know, it's not the people who work at Patreon. It's the people who watch our content or listen to our content and then go to Patreon and sign up to support us. It's not the employees of Patreon, although we do appreciate the employees of Patreon as well. If you want to be one of those people, if you find value in the content that we make on this channel and you want to add to that value, go check it out. Click the link down below. You don't even have to pay anything if you want to get a benefit from our Patreon, because if you've ever noticed that you don't get notifications from YouTube and you wish that you did when I launch videos so that you can be in the premiere chat and hang out with us and chat and have a good old time,
that's the way to do it.
I publish every video at launch on the Patreon, and that sends a notification to your email inbox, and you don't have to pay anything. You can just sign up as a free member and you'll get those notifications. So even if you don't want to spend any money, but you want to get on those premiere chats and hang out, and you know, if you hang out enough times, I'll make you a moderator. I hand out wrenches like willy-nilly to people in the chat. If like, oh, I've seen you here a couple times and I trust you, here, you're a moderator.
Yeah.
But people show up and they're like, how come everyone here has wrenches next to their name? It's because I just hand them out like crazy.
And then 5 years later, I go through and haven't seen this guy in a year, and this person in a year. And this person.
So far, no one's abused the privilege.
Yep.
So we just keep handing out wrenches. So yeah, Patreons, thank you. We appreciate the support that we get from you. They make so much of this possible. All right, what next, Steve?
Ryan, what's new? You got anything new?
I'm going to go on an e-bike ride with my dad.
Yeah, I don't have anything new either, man.
So. I don't know if it's sold yet. Should I talk about my thinking selling that Strat, or should I wait till it sells?
Whatever you want to do. I feel like it will have probably sold by this point.
I don't know, man. Sometimes stuff sits.
Let's just wait, because
Let's
then you
wait
can
till
tell
it
the
sells.
story.
Let's build the suspense.
Of whatever.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Okay.
All right, Ryan.
Maybe someone's convinced me not to sell it by this point.
Yeah. This last ad was sent by Snarky.
Another Snarky.
The 2005 Fernandes Z03 2 Heaven double neck MIJ rare James Page. About this listing, 2005. All the words I just said: collector's item, waiting for new owner. So this is a Fernandes. It looks like the Fernandes Nomad.
Mm-hmm.
It's like two Fernandes Nomads smashed together.
One's a 6-string and one's a 12-string. So technically, this is an 18-string guitar.
Yeah.
They don't give enough information to justify the price, because they're asking
$3,000.
You haven't even seen the eBay version yet,
and it's at Kuala Lumpur. $26,000 on eBay.
They're selling the same thing on eBay for $26,000.
Is it the same?
Yes.
Listing?
Yes. I have no idea what's going on here. Maybe that's just like, oh, make an offer, but they don't tell any story. They don't tell you, like, they just say Jimmy Page. Was it hand painted by Jimmy Page? like tell us the Jimmy Page story that's connected to this, because it just seems like you're saying inspired by
This
Jimmy
is
Page.
a different seller, though. This is a different seller.
All right, well, maybe they have a different account name.
No, I'm saying like it's a different.
Well, then there's more than one of these.
They're different pictures.
All right.
Well, it doesn't say it's one of a kind. It just says it's rare.
Either way, $3,000 is ridiculous for this. $26,000 is obscenely stupid. With it, one of the reasons I think that's the same seller is that there's no story on either listing. There's no justification for that price. It's just like, here it is,
Yeah.
Also, like, I have a bit of like, I don't know, like a bias against these, which is really weird and stupid. So way back when I was a teenager, I don't know if these had just come out or if they had just become, if they had just come into stock in my local guitar store, which it's not really a guitar store, it's a trumpet rental store that services the high school marching band. And they sold some guitars there, but that's where I first went and like shop for guitars and bought strings and bought tab books and stuff like that when I was a teenager. So I went in there again, probably my second time that week or whatever. And the shop guy was like, he steered me away from whatever I was doing. He was like, no, you got to come check this out. This is the one that you want. And he did this really hard sell on a Nomad. He's like, this is the guitar that you want right here. Like really, really trying to get me to buy it before I went out the door. And something about that interaction always put a bad taste in my mouth. And every time I see one of these Nomads, even though they're totally fine, like amp built into guitar, like practice, like silly kind of guitars, it's like, oh, that guy tried to sell me one of those. I'll never buy one. So I have a little bit of a weird bitterness about that model of guitar for no real good reason. But $3,000 just because it's double neck and it's got some art on it. Tell me the story is all I'm saying.
I found another listing, not of this exact guitar, but of a similar one that had a bunch of information with it. It kind of looks like Fernandes did do a run of Jimmy Page themed guitars.
Themed. That's not enough connection for this to be worth
but
grand.
I'm saying, so there's like here's a listing again. There's at least a little more. There are small number production. I found a few uneven on the side, but they're trivial. This isn't.
Oh, that's like a Dan Electro style.
Well, no, yeah, it's a Dan Electro style, but it's still that Z03 body shape.
Right.
Here's another one, but again, it's $1,000, not $3,000. Definitely not $26,000.
Well, this one's double neck and it's got a dragon on it, Steve.
Yeah.
That's $1,000 for the extra neck and an extra $1,000 for the dragon.
Here's another one that's $23,000. So these prices are all just all over the place.
It sounds like there is precedent for something from this collection if it's rare enough to approach $3,000, I suppose.
Yeah.
If there's precedent. The $26,000 thing, what's going on there?
Yeah, the $26,000 one is like,
also like,
I feel like this approaches the level of it's so rare that it's worthless.
It's still a Nomad. You could take that type of money and buy the Gibson double neck or something similar to it. And you would be like, I know it's not going to get you all the way there, but you would be like, the thing that you're trying to collect, you would be much closer to it.
It just seems like such a strange affiliation too between Fernandes and Jimmy Page. Like, it doesn't really seem like a thing. I mean,
is there that much collectability in Fernandes Nomads anyways?
I can't imagine there is. They're like $300. Are they $400 now with inflation?
And the art looks cool. That Dan Electro one actually looked kind of fun.
Yeah.
Because it had the Dan Electro style pick guard and a single lipstick pickup in there.
And I guess there is that whole Dan Electro Jimmy Page connection.
Of course, that's why that's there.
Yeah.
But then your Jimmy Page fascination, you would be much better off spending your money in a different direction. I don't know. Another guitar that I'm having trouble wrapping my head around this. And this thing's going to be so crazy double neck heavy.
Oh yeah, with the body. So like you got to play
You
this.
got no body here. And you've got
thick leather
18
strap.
tuners, 2 headstocks, 2 nuts, 2 necks. Like all those inlays. You got double the inlays.
2 pickups.
Yeah, but all the pickups are in the bridge position. And you need to have that neck. Honestly,
The 12 string pickup should be in the neck.
It should be in the neck position.
Obviously.
That's a no-brainer. And then this would be worth $3,000 like that Les Paul.
All right, man. What's your listing here? What's your go-to? What are you thinking is number 1 here?
We had that one. We had the bass.
We had the Les Paul.
And the Les Paul. I think I'm going with the Les Paul.
Oh, really?
I had the most feelings about that. What are you going with?
I think the Les Paul is it.
That's it. Congratulations, Joey Scar. I bet he's excited.
Yeah.
I bet that it's exciting to win these things.
It is.
Especially when it's your first time. Congratulations, Joey.
Yeah.
Joey's won a lot. He's very good at this.
Tell
us about the song.
Song is sent by Bogman. It says, a few weeks ago, I emailed y'all with a song. I had said that I might do vocals on it, and then I just went ahead and did it this weekend. All recorded through BandLab with Fuzz on all guitars and the bass track. There's 3 subpar vocal layers, but I'm happy with it. Hope y'all enjoy it. Bogman's been in our premieres lately. I've been seeing Bogman in there, and I think he was in my most recent live, hanging out.
Give unto those things you made me do, and so I give unto those feelings that first came from you.
I like the way that bass rolls off at the end.
Man, that Velcro ripping just bass. Like, you can feel it in your gut.
Yep.
Oh, that was a gross sound. I love that.
Good job.
It needs to be twice as long, and half of that additional length needs to be like a freaky, like, butthole surfer's bridge. That's what I'm craving. Listening to that, I love what you have right there, though. Ah, man, that's gross sounds. Like the best kind of gross too. Like, ugh. What's his name? Bogman. Bogman. Name fits. The name fits. That was swampy and boggy and gross in every way I wanted it to be. All right, bye everybody.
Stay grounded.